You're just saying things.
No, I'm not. I'm saying things that I know. I believe you've developed and put yourself in this sort of matrix fictional reality, and you feel safe there. I'm glad you do. But here's the problem. Where we're headed is why I'm concerned.
Where are we headed?
I'll tell you where we're headed. We're headed towards maps. Whether or not you agree with that is regardless.
What evidence is there that we're headed towards maps?
I mean, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Even on the conservative side, they're opening up the discussion on whether or not this can be considered a legitimate sexual orientation.
No one is saying that pedophilia is a legitimate sexual orientation.
Okay.
What's up, folks? We are back again reacting to another video. So, as you know, the trans debate has been raging for quite some time. You would have thought that it would be, done by now. Why are we still talking about this thing? But like that guy had said, he actually brings up a really good point. As you can see, it's a debate between a Chad and a queer. All right. So, obviously, we know basically where everybody stands. It's pretty easy to tell just by looking at these people where they stand on this issue. But he brings up a really good point. It's not just about this trans issue. This is a slippery slope. It's giving an inch so that these people can take a mile. And it will take you down a very dark road towards MAPS, which is minor attracted persons. That's what that means, by the way. That's the acronym for it. In other terms, can you even say that on YouTube? I literally am throttled. I'm throttled. Anyway, let's see how this Chad goes to town and absolutely destroys this little gay boy.
I know that the LGBTQ movement is a Marxist movement.
Yeah, correct.
It's not a Marxist movement.
I believe it was installed.
It's not a Marxist movement. That's a funny thought.
I let you finish talking. Let me finish.
Okay, but you're just saying things.
No, I'm not. I'm saying things that I know. I believe you've developed and put yourself in this sort of matrix fictional reality, and you feel safe there. I'm glad you do. But here's the problem. Where we're headed is why I'm concerned.
Where are we headed?
I'll tell you where we're headed. We're headed towards maps. Whether or not you agree with that is regardless.
What evidence is there that we're headed towards maps?
I mean, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Even on the conservative side, they're opening up the discussion on whether or not this can be considered a legitimate sexual orientation.
No one is saying that pedophilia is a legitimate sexual orientation.
Okay. They literally are. There's literally headlines about it.
I'm saying this right now because where we're headed, I'm very secure that we're heading this direction. We're at a certain point in time.
That would be really concerning. Then I would understand.
And I agree that we agree with that. But going full circle, okay?
Yeah.
Who started the gay rights movement?
Black trans women.
No, Harry Hayes started the gay rights movement in the 1950s. What party did he belong to?
You tell me.
He belonged to the Communist Party. What book and what society?
And by the way, even before the gay rights activist thing, there was a certain person in history who was burning a lot of literature during a certain time in Germany, and they were burning a lot of books that pertained to trans things when that was first becoming a thing. So it kind of predates even this earliest form. So maybe the people that they say is the bad guy, maybe they aren't actually the bad guy after all. Maybe they were onto something. Maybe Uncle H was right.
What would you say is the LGBTQ plus movement? Because I would define it as a civil rights movement in modern history, whereas you're acting like the existence of LGBTQ plus people. But you're not talking about
because ultimately you're leading to deconstructionism. You want a gray box society. That's the goal.
What is a gray box society?
The fact that you don't know that is exactly the problem. You are compartmentalized
what do you think a gray box society is?
I know what it is.
Interesting nose on the queer, by the way.
The individual is stripped from all individuality. That's what it is.
I think allowing people to express themselves as individuals is more individuality.
That you're already in the matrix. You're stuck there. You're in this world that provides all these protections for you. The fact that you can even sit here, the fact that this
what extra protections do LGBTQ plus people receive in the United States of America?
Do you want anecdotal experiences?
I want any evidence that you have.
The fact that it even
you don't have evidence.
You tell me what other person. There was a story about a year ago of a person who drifted his car on the rainbow crosswalk that had been painted on the crosswalk. So he drifted his car, as people do. This is America, the land of lifted trucks and burning tires. This is America. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that. They arrest those people. They made laws where people on those scooters couldn't drive over those crosswalks because they didn't want them to be, quote, vandalized, even though it's part of the road, and tire marks are part of the road. So that's actually just one example that I could just pull out of my head right there of special protections for your community. So let's not go down that road because there's many more where that came from.
don't have evidence. It's not a discussion.
It's a sexual orientation.
Saying something doesn't mean that it's a discussion.
Sexual orientation. It should be between
what
two
is a sexual
people.
Orientation? What should be?
When
Dude,
it
what
arrives,
are you talking about?
What am I talking about? I'm talking about the fact that it's even a movement to begin with. It doesn't deserve.
There's a civil rights movement that is described as the LGBTQ.
It doesn't deserve a civil right. That's my whole point.
LGBTQ plus people don't deserve civil rights. I would say the majority of American principle would disagree with what you're saying right now. I think all people in the United States of America are equal, and you don't.
Okay, this is how these people conflate these arguments so that they win, so that they always come out looking like the victim. So somebody can say, I'm a little bit scared of the direction that this movement is going, this political movement, by the way, because it's headed into a direction where they're going to be protecting basically every kind of sexual degeneracy, whether that's trans movement, whether that's gays, whether that's MAPS. This is the direction that it's going. And it's now not just affecting you, it's also starting to impose on normal people's lives. It's starting to affect normal people. It's starting to affect our lives. So you tell me, simply from a utilitarian point of view, what makes sense? Let's bend over backwards and do whatever this small minority wants to make them feel happy, even though they keep demanding more. And we say F off to the majority? Or do we try to make the majority feel safe and comfortable? You tell me. More people safe and comfortable versus a tiny shrill minority who keeps somehow demanding more and more, you know? So this is why this is a big problem, because it's just indicative of this bigger problem in our society where small portions of society, usually the most unproductive and worthless minorities of society, they get all the special treatment. They get all these special concessions. And by the way, like I said earlier, it is affecting our lives. Now, parents in certain states, under certain jurisdictions, in very blue states, are risking having their children taken away by social services if they do not want to affirm their child's gender by basically taking them to the doctor, signing off on hormones, getting their body parts literally removed. That's what's happening in certain states, is parents are now being subjected to tyranny by the government, tyranny by this small minority, because they're not going to go along with their kids' idea that they got from school, where their school teacher's trying to indoctrinate them and brainwash them. So then they come home, hey, mommy, I think I'm this. I've been indoctrinated all fucking day. I think I'm this. Oh, all right, honey, let's take you right into the doctor. We'll stop your puberty that will have all kinds of issues down the line. You want to cut that off and cut this off and add this and add that? You want to just be a fucking Frankenstein? Go for it, honey, because I love you. Yeah, parents who don't want to do that, they're facing getting their kids taken away now by CPS and social services. So yes, it does affect us, actually, and we're done. We're done playing by your rules. We're done having this tiny minority of people boss us around, kick us around, tell us what to do, and now come for our kids like they have literally said. So don't buy this propaganda that we just want to live. You don't want us to have rights. If you live in the United States, you have rights, okay? You have every single right that everyone else has. Under the Constitution, under your amendments. If that's not good enough for you, I suggest you find another country that will cater just to you. But I've got news for you. The United States, to our downfall, has been the most inclusive country of all, has been the most altruistic country of all. And that's why we're collapsing.